Hello, this is Noemi Banchi from Valley Heights near Sydney in New South Wales, Australia. And today we are going to talk about, as you already read, the fifth green ray. Before I start, I would like to share with you because I say hello and someone asked me, where is your accent from? Well, my accent is from Argentina. I was born in Pihue, a very small town in the middle of nowhere in the province of Buenos Aires. And I'm living here now in Sydney. Actually, I'm living in the Blue Mountains, which is near Sydney. But from people all around the world, Sydney is more convenient to know where I'm based on. So some people ask me, so for that reason I clarify that. And well, as this course is about the seven rays and based on the book Seven Rays by Rubén Cedeño. At the moment the book is in Spanish, but we will see what happens in the future. Yeah, we will see. So today all the information we are going to talk about is based on that book. For this reason, you see Rubén Cedeño and translation by Noemi Banchi, which is the person who is talking right now. All right, so what is the fifth green ray? So the fifth green ray is in the fifth sphere of both the great central spiritual sun and the causal sheath. But I know that if I'm saying that, for you makes no sense whatsoever. So let's explain this in more detail. So the fifth green ray is an aspect of the totality of life. And we know with the name of the great central spiritual sun. For some religions, this is the same as God, Allah, Ishvara, and other names. And well, this is the light basically. So if we go to the origin of let me show it like this so you can see the picture. From the beginning, from nothing, in manifestation. So there was one point of light, and that point, that point of light was the Mahabindu. And this Mahabindu, from that point, light was created. And that light is organized in different hi Peter, nice to see you. Hello from Texas. Thank you for saying hello. So we are talking about the green ray. Where is that, or what is that? So that green ray is one of the aspects of the totality of life. So we are going to see what does it mean? What does it mean? Yes. And when we say God, don't think about an anthropomorphic being. And by an anthropomorphic being, I mean an elderly person with beard, gray hair, pointing, which is going to be punished or who is going to be rewarded. No. God, in metaphysics, we study God as the being, its aspects, and its principles. So today we are focused on one aspect of God, or one aspect of the great, great, great central spiritual sun, which is what you are seeing here. The representation is this sun, this sun with 7 spheres. The blue, the first one is blue, we talk about it. The second one is golden, because in light we don't say yellow, we say golden as light. The third one is pink. The fourth one is white. And today we are talking about the green ray. So, and when we say, and this is the thing, some people when they think of God, well, they think that God is somewhere else in, we don't know where, probably upstairs, but we don't know. And the thing is that God is also, because it's the being, is also within us. So this is the representation of your being, and it's called I am presence. I am presence is your real being. Then we have soul, or we are soul. And soul, some people say, oh, don't talk about religion. Okay, soul, S-O-U-L, just in case, is consciousness. And everyone has consciousness. And that part is your soul. And then we have the personality, which is composed of 4 sheaths: the physical, the vital, emotional, and mental sheaths. So potentially every person has the green ray within them, because every person has consciousness. And around that consciousness we call inner self is the causal sheath. Why sheath? Because it's wrapping your real being. In the picture, let me make it a little bit bigger. We see in 2 dimensions. So we see here like, let's say at the bottom, at the middle, and at the top of the image. But think of this in that everything is intermingled. It's nothing like, okay, this is at the bottom, this is at the middle, and this is at the top. No, in reality, this is everything is combined out, intermingled. So your inner self actually is inner, is inside, and what you see is just the personality. You might see your thoughts, of course not with the physical side, but you see your thought. Oh, look, I'm thinking of this situation or this thing. I'm thinking of, I don't know, a type of food or something I want or I imagine. Okay, so within you, and this is key, if the only thing you learn today is about that within you is everything, just everything is done for me. Thank you very much. I'm going to eat. So that is the key, that everything we need is inside of us. We don't have to look outside. And let's see what this green ray means, which is within us, in our causal sheet. And well, that is the image. Like, I want to see how can you go inwards, just like this. Close your eyes, and we can do that right now. This is practical. Even though we are online, we just do this practical. So we close our eyes right now and think in the middle of between your eyes, in the middle of your brain, there is a gland, the pineal gland, and this is the center of your being, your consciousness. And surrounding is that green ray. And just breathe. Breathe that green ray. It's just thinking of green. Any kind of variation of green. There are many greens. The fifth green ray contains life, link, truth, healing, consecration, concentration, and science, which must be developed by each human being. You are there, breathing, listening to this talk, because you are alive. So, life is within you. See? You are breathing there, you are alive because of the green ray. Simple like that. So let's have a look at these virtues in more detail. And this is a decree. I'm not old, I am a soul. Or another variation can be, I am consciousness. You are not old. Don't think of your age or your appearance, physical appearance, and say, oh, yes, I'm old. Look at my hair or my hands or my feet or whatever. Think of that. I'm not old. I am a soul. Or I'm consciousness. That is what really matters. And what aspect is that? Is that degree? This is life. We are talking about life here. And not theoretically. Practically. Practically speaking, you are alive. So, keep going. Because there is another one. Death is not the end of your life. It's just the end of your birth. I'm going to read it again. Death is not the end of your life. It's just the end of your birth. Which means death doesn't exist. And why it doesn't exist? Because what exists is only life. There is a like story about death, and every time I meet someone who has a loved one who passed away, I tell them this story. Gautama Buddha, was very famous. So every time he went to a town, people around just gathering to listen to him. And was one lady with his child who was dead, and she was crying, desperate, and she asked him, Gautama, please help me. You are the only one who can revive my child. Please do it, please, please. And Gautama, with all his wisdom, he said, okay, I will do. But first, you need to do something. Yes, whatever I will do. And he said, okay, go to the town and knock the door. And when you find a house in where nobody has died, please bring me a grain of rice. A grain of rice. And she said, yes, yes, I will. Thank you, thank you. So she ran and she knocked the door. Yes, I want to know if someone has died in this house. And the person said, yes, my mom passed away. Oh, okay, thank you. So knock, second door. Yes, I want to know if someone has died in this house. And they said, yes, my uncle. Oh, okay, thank you. And then knock again. And then she knocked so many times that she was so tired that then she just exhausted. She went back to see Gautama again. And she said, oh, Gautama, I couldn't find any house because in every house I knocked, someone has died. And he said, it is because it's the life, is the process. So she understood the process, the nature of when someone is born and then the person passed away. But doesn't mean the life ends. No, because life is eternal. But I'm not going to talk about reincarnation here. Just what you saw. Okay. So, we talk about life, and the green ray is also link. A link like this. Link means when a person can connect 2, 3, 4, 5 millions of people. My question is, are you the link of your family? Are you the link of your, let's say, work environment? Or you are the person who talk at the back of others, trying to see, I don't know, this talk at the back is always bad, of course. So it's not the link. The link is when you try to connect people. And look at link. When you are on internet and you go to a link, you are connecting where in what you are doing. The link. This is the green ray. What about your work? Is your work about networking? That is green ray. If you are good at networking, then you will be successful. This is what coach says. A coach says about your work. What is the key for the successful of your business? Networking means green ray, connection, link, and a teamwork. Obviously, that link is also teamwork is better than working on its own, on your own. And here it says the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. So it's interesting because in a group, the group will be as stronger as the weakest link, as the weakest person in the group. So we need to look after each other. This is about link, which is the green ray. The fifth green ray acts within the body to make its organs work efficiently, keeping it as the most intelligent and perfect machine. Okay, just breathe, because this We need to think about it. When we talk about anatomy, you go to the doctor, your GP, and then you ask, okay, where is the pain? Where is the problem? Where is the issue? Is in your skin, so your appearance. Is in a vein or nerve, is something about inward. Or maybe it's a muscle, or is the bone. Which part is, where is the problem? And so the doctor says, okay, this is a muscle tear, or this is a broken bone. Sorry, the doctor will never say broken, it's fracture. There's a fracture here, or is a vascular disease or condition. Okay. But if we go in more detail about the anatomy, please think of that. Your anatomy, your physical body is composed of organs, yes. Let's take the example of a muscle. Okay, deltoids, for example, this one. This muscle is composed of cells, and within those cells, there are organelles. A lot of these ones. And within these organelles are molecules. And if we see with a microscope, we will see them. And if we go a little bit beyond that, we will see that the unit of a muscle is an atom. And there are millions and millions of atoms around your body. So now I want you to see this picture as when you see a person or yourself, seeing the picture of millions and millions of atoms. And what is an atom? Oops. An atom is composed of three things. In the nucleus, there are neutrons and protons. And around the nucleus, there are electrons. And as you see his photo, the atom is energy. So, the green ray within you is that energy that you can use to recover yourself from the condition, which also the conditions that in science we call as incurable. There's no cure for that illness. But if we know this requires a lot of work. It's not just, oh yes, and no. The quadrant of causation, we need to use that in terms of healing. Now the virtue that we are talking here within the green ray is healing, which at the very beginning was health. But because people start using the law of cause and effect in a bad way, wrong, or mentalism, for example, thinking of illness, then they create these things and then they manifest those things. So the quadrant of causation is your mind, your feelings, your words, and your actions. Some people say, yes, I want to heal, but they don't go to the doctor. How are you going to heal? And believe me, some people go to the doctor or the physiotherapist, for example, and they are not thinking of healing. They are just thinking of what's wrong, there is something wrong, I'm going to die. Yes, because this happened to my grandmother and I had the same. And they just are focused on that. Healing is within you. The explanation that I give to my patients is, for example, take an example of a fracture, a bone. There is a line and the bone is broken in a layman spoken in a layman. So what happened is that you go to the doctor, the surgeon, yes, helps you with the surgery, and then you go home. And after a few days, you start physio. And then the physio helps you to move, to do this exercise, to do that, and this, and so on. But what I'm telling you is not the doctor, is not the physio. Who is the main responsible of your healing? And people say, yeah, who? Me? And I say, which part of you is the main responsible? Because you are not your body. It's just the cells, and I'm going to show you just one more time. Let's go. All these elements within you, that within your physical body, which they work very hard to reestablish the let's say homeostasis, or to heal you. That is simple. Your healing is thanks to your cells. That's interesting. And you can help by thinking of healing. Like this. Remember, the quadrant of causation is if something happened, you don't have the full consciousness to heal yourself. The doctor studied years at the university or the health professionals to know what's going on with your body. And then you just heal by thinking of health, by feeling of health, by doing, speaking of health and not of illness, and also doing what the doctor says. Taking your medication, doing exercises, avoiding this or that, and so on, so on. But this is within you. The healing process, you cannot complain anymore about your, oh, the surgery was this, or the doctor didn't tell me that, and they try to blame something because you are not healing. No. The healing process is within you. So right now, let's take, wherever you are, just take a nice deep breath in and out. And think of healing. And that healing is within you. Most of the time, people, what they want is being pain-free. And I'm telling them no, because if I'm asking you how do you want to be? How are you? Oh, I'm in pain, I'm this. Okay, how do you want to be? Oh, I want to be pain-free. No. Why? Because when you say pain-free, what are you thinking of? You are thinking of pain. So you need to change your mentality to the opposite, to health. So you can say I'm healing, or I am healthy, or I'm well. Those kind of things. Oh, but I feel the pain. People say, oh, I feel the pain. How can I say that? Okay, now I'm asking this to you. Can you raise your hand? Okay, if you did so, what did you do to be able to raise your hand? You move your muscles. You move your bones by thinking. And what makes you think? That consciousness, that part of you which is very inwards, and there is healing. So your thoughts control your body. And by your thought, even though you are not seeing straight away, you think for it is so fast. I know it's so fast that you don't realize even that you are thinking and then moving your hand. But it's the thought is first, and then is the action. So first thought, and second action. To think about it. Now let me tell you a story. That is about glasses. Why? Why do you see these glasses there? Well, because once upon a time, I had my first physical metaphysics activity when I heard about this, what you are hearing, what you are listening today. And I thought, okay, at that moment I was wearing glasses to be able to see clearly. And I thought, okay, if the green ray is within me, I can heal my sight and I can see properly. So what happened is I did my decrease. I used the power of my decrease, and I said my decrease. And I had an appointment with doctor, the oculist. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not remember exactly the name of the doctor, but the doctor in charge of your eyes. I think it's oculist. Okay, I will double check if I'm saying right. And that's it. Simple. I had the cert, and I underwent eye surgery. Go home. Done. I went home and done. That's it. I used the green ray within me. I thought of healing. I felt healing, and I used the power of my decrease, and I went to see the doctor. That's it. Now, the fifth green ray is the truth within us. The lie doesn't exist, but is only a product of the mind and the acceptance of whom believes it. Ta-na-na-nan. Ah, thank you, Pita. Ophthalmologist. Yes, thank you. I saw an ophthalmologist, and he helped me, and now I can see clearly. I'm not wearing any glasses. Okay, so about the truth, I have another story, and this one is a very interesting one, and it's true. Connie Mendes was in her house with her friend, this lady Ana Mercedes Suárez de Rugeles. And Connie Mendes was the facilitator, and Ana Mercedes Suárez de Rugeles was the student. And Ana Mercedes was a very educated person, very educated. And Connie, in her house, they were eating, and there were eggs. And Ana Mercedes said, "Oh, I'm not eating eggs. I tried many times and I feel very sick afterwards. No, I don't want to eat eggs." And Connie said, "Ana Mercedes, but you know that the law of mentalism is that nothing will happen, so you can eat the egg." And they said, and Ana Mercedes said, "No, I tried many times, Connie. I'm not going to eat the egg." And Connie again, "Ana Mercedes, but everything is in your mind. What you think and believe, you will manifest. That is the law of mentalism. And Anna Mercedes said, again, Connie, I know, but believe me, every time every time I eat an egg, I feel sick. And Connie, just at the very end, she said, okay, give me the egg. Took the egg and I said, little egg, listen carefully. You are not going to harm to Ana Mercedes anymore. Ana Mercedes, eat the egg. And you know what? Then that story, Rubén Cedeño says that story. And then Rubén, Ana Mercedes called Rubén and said, Rubén, you know what? After eating the egg, I felt okay. I have no issue whatsoever. So, problem solved. And then she continued eating eggs because truth is within us. But if a person believes the opposite, well, for that person, that will be the appearance. And for that reason, in metaphysics, we call the illness as appearance. This is an appearance of illness, whatever the name is. And I'm glad that your favorite part is still storytelling. Yes, because most than a story is a fact that someone else lived. Instead of sitting here and telling, theory. Yes, this is blah 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 blah. We also can learn by some examples. Okay, let's continue. The people belonging to the fifth green ray are generally technicians, doctors, laboratory workers, nurses, scientists, chemists, electricians, engineers, or surgeons. I would say any health worker, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, social workers, everyone in the health system. These people like to declare the truth, make accurate judgments, and administer justice without mercy, like some lawyers and judges. So those people are working under the green ray. And also, the green ray is on Thursday, the day which is active. The lower mental plane, the intellect. Countries like Austria and Colombia belong to the fifth green ray. Among the trees, the olive tree, its oil and the olive, the fruit of course, in addition to the eucalyptus. Among the musical works, the opera, Elixir dell'amore, it's in Italian, sorry, my Italian, by Gaetano Donizetti. Among the stones, emerald, jade, and malachite. Among the aromas, the fragrances of roses and bergamot. Among the buildings, all the gyms, spas, hospitals, and laboratories. Among the green ray films, we can recommend Steve Jobs. So you can, if you haven't watched it, it's a very good one. Well, on Thursday, you can wear something green. Something. You can also have you don't have to be like from top to toe, but you can have something, And what happens if you're in a healing process? You can wear green anytime. Ah, but today is Monday. Look, I'm wearing something green. So when you are, I'm wearing something green because I wanted to be with the vibration of the green ray, and I thought a good way is to wear something of the color. So when you want to work on a virtue, connect with that. You can connect with that virtue by wearing that color, green, and especially on Thursday. Olives. Eating olives is so good and they're so delicious, especially the Greek ones. Emerald. You can have, maybe this one is too big. I don't know, maybe not. But here, this one is, has a tiny, tiny one here. A piece of emerald. But you can have a big one, it's up to you. Okay, we said hospitals. In every hospital, the green ray is active there. All the people working there are, and you see that doctors and nurses are wearing green. Sometimes blue as well, yes, but mostly the surgeon, mainly, they wear green. And I went to some hospitals where the walls are green, which is lovely. Jeans, any jean, green. Green, why? Because we are working with health. It's interesting how exercising can prevent some illness and the type of food as well. Did you know that Hippocrates said that the food and the exercise will be your medicine? The great philosopher, the Greek philosopher Hippocrates. Oh, well, thank you very much. And this is all about today, the green ray. So next week we are going to talk about the beings of the green ray. So for now, thank you very much. See you.